Super heavyweight gold medalist Terrell Biggs. Tillis extended Biggs to the full 8 rounds where Biggs got the decision, and that was on January 25.
Two good short chopping right hands by Tillis. Tyson waiting for Tillis to open up, and those two body punches did get Tillis' attention, and he grabs. Just the grimace on his face alone, I think, indicates that Quick Tillis was hurt by those two body punches.
And the right hand got through the guard onto the cheek of Tillis, who looks a little the worse for wear now in the last minute of round 5. So after a slow first minute and a half in this round, Mike Tyson has reapplied the pressure. And if he's shown you one thing today, it is that he knows how to close out a round and leave an impression in the minds of the judges. We'll be back right after this. Round 6. And it's a piece of trivia at best, but now Tillis has an opportunity to go farther with Tyson than any of his previous opponents if he can last past 119 of this round.
Well, I think if Mike continues to fight this way, Tillis has the chance to break the knockout string. He's got to be busier. Tillis does have a tendency to tire very badly in late rounds. He was exhausted at the end of his 8-round fight with Terrell Biggs, and this is a 10-round fight. But Mike Tyson has to throw punches that mean something and throw them in combination. Those are just arm punches. There's nothing on those punches. He's just count the number of effective punches that Mike is letting go. And they're very few.
Let's go.
He's just trailing Tillis around the ring. Not cutting it off effectively.
Come on, work out there. Come on, work out your hands.
Allowing himself to get tied up, accepting clinches.
Now the crowd begins to implore Tyson to give them something a little bit more exciting than what he has demonstrated here. And now it becomes clear that Tillis will last longer than anyone else has, as we have just passed the point at which Jesse Ferguson was bid to stop by Luis Rivera in Troy, New York, a couple of months ago. That punch missed, despite the crowd reaction.
Since we are talking about the possibility of the fight going the distance, scoring at the halfway point, I've given Tyson 3 rounds, Tillis 1 round, and 1 round even. I did not score the 4th round, which is the round in which a knockdown, a 10-8 round for Tyson. I only gave it a 10-9 round for Tyson because of the fact that Tillis was dominating the round up to that point.
The point system is, of course, supplemental only. The round system stands up unless there is a draw. Personally, Alex, I have it 4-0-1 for Tyson. I've not given Tillis a round.
All right.
There are 2 ways of looking at what Mike is doing. One way is to say that he's pacing himself, he's waiting for the opening. The other way is to say that he's getting frustrated and getting taken out of his fight.
There was moments ago a brief combination to the body of the kind of rapid-fire punching that you expect from Tyson, but that was one of a very few times, perhaps the only time in the bout when we've seen it. But again, he comes on at the end of the round. We are all the way through round 6. Mike Tyson and James Tillis will be back. We are back, and for the first time in a professional career which began 13 months ago, Mike Tyson enters round 7. Another heavyweight. Tyson with the lead in the fight to this point over James Quick Tillis, but fighting a curiously docile fight so far. Not nearly as busy or as aggressive as we've seen him in his 19 previous outings, which resulted in 19 knockouts.
He almost looks right here like he's waiting for Tillis to make the fight, to come to him.
In case you've just joined us, it is Tillis, the fighting cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the white trunks, Tyson in the black. Tyson co-managed by Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton. Tillis co-managed by Bo Williford and Gary Bentley.
One curious thing that we learned before the fight about Tillis' condition, we said he's always tired late. Bo Williford and Gary Bentley found out after the Biggs fight, through the doctor's examination, that James Tillis has a number of allergies. Among them, allergic to milk, citrus, and wheat, which could make things difficult for a fighter who, on the day of a fight, eats wheat cakes, drinks milk, and orange juice.
Come on, let go, James.
We have to assume that that was not his pre-fight meal today.
He actually was eating mainly cranberry juice. But it has helped his stamina, and I think he also trained harder for this fight. He realizes this fight means everything to him.
He has lost 4 of his last 5. And Bo Williford told me last night that if Tillis were to be knocked out today and wanted to continue as a fighter, he would do so without the help of Bo Williford.
Yeah, this is career time for James "Quick" Tillis.
Incidentally, if you're not a boxing fan and Tillis looks familiar to him, you may have seen him in the movie The Color Purple, where he had a brief part as Henry Buster Broadnax in the juke joint scenes. Spent 2.5 weeks with Steven Spielberg and crew in Los Angeles, where they called him Dark Gable. There's a right hand by Tyson. And the uppercut.
Tillis is not noticeably hurt by that punch.
Nice cut. There is blood above his left eye.
Exactly right. Mike was a little bit extended with the punch, did not have the proper range for full power.
Now he's at the right range, though. He lands something here. This is where he can be effective. Again, not punching at the body when Tillis grabs him behind the head. Tillis landed a left. Didn't seem to faze Tyson at all. We will stay here between rounds, as it is Tillis who tries to flurry at the end of round 7, with the blood now seeping out from an apparent cut above the left eye.
Bill Nunnery does the cuts for, well, actually Bo Williford is doing the cut himself right now. Doctor in looking at it.
As we look at Tyson's corner, the action is in the opposite corner, right there where they are working on James "Quick" Tillis' left eye. Let's take a look back at the action from round number 7.
You see what Tyson did there. He scored the right hand to the body, missed with the right uppercut that we thought he could land if he kept throwing it, but continued to punch. And eventually that will pay dividends. He has to continue to back up Tillis and continue to cut the ring off on him to be able to score effectively. I want to give James "Quick" Tillis credit. He's been in with a tough young bull, and he's fought harder and stronger really than I've ever seen him fight in his career, including the time he fought for the title. He is showing something that a lot of people have questioned over his career, and that is his heart. He's cut, he's taken some brutal punches, and he is fighting back, moving and still trying to win this fight.
One of the greatest trainers in the history of the sport openly questioned Tillis' heart while he was working with him.
Angelo Dundee worked with "Quick" Tillis for the Weaver fight and some subsequent fights. He finally just gave up. He said James had no spirit to fight. Tillis told us in the pre-fight interview that he found that spirit. Didn't know why he'd never had it, but said he found it for this fight. He was going to be a different fighter, and he has been.
You cannot question his courage or his commitment today. He has been there from the opening bell. He has not run away as he did for 15 rounds against Weaver in 1981.